Beers and Beers. Welcome to Beers and Beers with Matt.
I'm so very, very happy. Sun is out and I feel something. I'm so very, very happy. Whoa, whoa. I'm so very, very happy. Sun is out and I feel something. I'm so very, very happy. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hello everyone, this is Matt, and this is another edition of Beers and Beards with Matt. And today's beer we are reviewing a beer from the French Broad Brewing Company. This is in Ashville, North Carolina. As many of you may know, this is also the same hometown of the Highland Brewing Company. This is a lesser known brewery. This is their Wee Heavy-er Scotch Ale with this cool little anime guy kind of like holding the whole world on his shoulders. So join me in a minute while I review this fine Scotch Ale. What's going on, everybody? This is Matt, another edition of Beers and Beards with Matt. And as you saw from the intro, I am reviewing a beer from a little-known brewery. This is a brewery from North Carolina. It's called French Broad. And not broad like, hey, broad, you know, something like that. It's just like broad, it's big. When I first heard about this, when my parents actually brought this beer back from North Carolina for me, I was like, when they said French Broad, I'm like, ooh, like a broad, like a chick. I was like, okay. I thought maybe there would be some interesting bottles of beer and stuff like that, but nothing really too interesting. But I've had a few of these beers already from French Broad. They're a pretty good brewery. You know, lesser known, pretty small operation. I mean, this is a Scotch Ale, and as you can see, sniffed it already. It's a nice brown and a kind of a Coca-Cola looking, and I am drinking this out of my Cigar City snifter, and it does have a little bit of a smoky, scotchy, sugary, caramelly taste to it. And the beer is actually very, very malty. Now this beer is at 7% alcohol by volume. Very, very pleasant beer, actually, kind of like a Scotch. I don't really drink a lot of Scotch ales, so I'm not really familiar with the brewing. But this is actually very tasty. I've had some bourbon barrel beers and stuff like that, but not really familiar with Scotch ales. It's more of a British type of brewing method than really, Americans haven't really adopted the brewing and microbrewing and everything like that yet. At least I haven't noticed. But this beer, it's 7%, but it's very subdued for a 7% beer. I would be expecting a little more astringency to it. It's actually very super malty beer. Not a lot of hop presence in the beer. And it has a nice, on the back end, a very smooth, it's a very smooth taste to it all the way around. Nice mouthfeel. There isn't really any carbonation on this either. It's a very kind of thin beer. No lacing or anything like that either. But malty, caramelly. It's a nice, soft, kind of vanilla toffee taste on the back end of the beer. And it's a pretty decent beer overall. I mean, I don't know how much this beer was, but it comes in a big bomber. The artwork is pretty cool on it. The only other information, 7%. The IBUs are only 24, so relatively low. And that's pretty much the important information on it. Brewed and bottled in Ashville, North Carolina. And as I said in the intro, Asheville, people know Highland Brewing from Ashland. But this is kind of like another little brewery in North Carolina. It's pretty decent stuff. And I like it. It's smooth. I don't think they do a lot of distribution, so the only way you would probably be able to really find this beer is if you were in North Carolina. Maybe South Carolina. I don't really know their distribution list too well to see where they have their beer, but they have some seasonal beers. They have an Oktoberfest beer called Zeptomberfest, which has like Zeppelins on the bottle. Some of the bottles are pretty cool. I mean, they have a rye beer. It's called Rye Hopper. They have quite a few other beers. I mean, it's they're pretty solid. Nothing too big. I've never seen anybody do a review of a French Broad beer on YouTube or anything, so I might be actually the first out of a lot of beer reviewers doing this stuff. But it's a good beer. I get some nice coffee notes, coffee and toffee notes also with this beer, so that goes along with the malts. But on that's it. So, review time. For me, I'm giving this beer thumbs up because I like the way it tastes. I don't know in comparison to other Scotch ales if maybe this one's a little more thin and people are maybe used to something a little more heavier, a little thicker, a little more of a bigger beer. But this is actually a very subdued beer. It's malty, very light on the hops, has some nice sweetness to it, pretty balanced beer, a good mouthfeel, good smell. Overall, decent beer. I'm not sure on the price of this. I got it from my parents, so it was free for me. So, thumbs up for that too. That's it. Hope you enjoyed this review. This is pretty much. I said in my last review that this was going to be a start of season 7. Not really ready to go in season 7 yet. So this is a from the cutting room floor, I guess, adding this to season 6. So. Other than that, take it easy, guys. Review, subscribe, and also thank you, everybody. I have over 200 subscribers now, which is pretty friggin' awesome. I'm very excited about that. Thanks, everybody who watches, anybody who contributes with comments, anybody who kind of tells me what's going on and gives me tips and reviews and information about beer and stuff like that. So thank you all 200 of you, or I don't know how many people really watch my reviews. But I have 200 subscribers, so that's pretty damn cool. I'm excited about that. So have a good night, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you later.